Hey, everybody, welcome to episode number 68 of the Debt Free Dad podcast. Today, I have Amelia Welch joining us on the show. Amelia joined my membership site, Roots, back in October, and in just 5 months, check this out, guys, has saved and paid off $12,440, built her emergency fund, and has paid off 4 credit cards with all of that as well. That is impressive. Today, she is joining us on the show to share a little bit about her journey and also to share how she's been able to make some really great progress since jumping into the program. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Debt Free Dad podcast, where we're helping normal, everyday people learn how to save money and kick debt so they can live a happier and stress-free life. Now here's your host, Debt Free Dad, Brad Nelson.
Hey, how's everyone doing today? You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, and Instagram. Just search Brad Nelson, Debt Free Dad, and we would love to connect with you on one of those social platforms. And welcome to today's show. So I'm really excited to welcome Amelia to the show. Amelia is 31. She says that she spent most of her 20s living outside of her means, which created a ton of credit card debt. Who can relate to that, right? I know I can, right? On top of that, she graduated college in 2013 with about $60,000 in student loan debts. She lives with her partner, Logan Castro, and their 2 kitties. Logan is very much into video games, and Amelia tends to work for fun, which I like that habit. That's a lot of fun. I love that. She is a direct sales consultant for 2 companies, and she also works full-time in medical billing and even has some per diem work with athletic training at a couple of local colleges. Amelia is busy, right? Amelia says, when we spend time together, Logan and I like to be as adventurous as possible. We love being outdoors. And we really enjoy spending time with our friends and our family. Awesome. Amelia, welcome to the show. So glad that you could take some time to hang out with us.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you share a little bit, we like to start just about every interview that we have on this show with this question about, how were you raised to kind of maybe handle money, or how did you learn about money growing up, and how did that play a role in how you handled money when you became an adult?
My growing up is actually kind of funny because it's kind of really contradicting. I learned mostly about money through my grandparents, but one was like a penny pincher, would go to 3 different grocery stores to save 2 cents per pound on meat. And my grandmother, though, would take us shopping with credit cards, and, we just get what you want and swipe the card. So it's kind of, both of those really have shaped me. Kind of going into the credit card debt makes sense. But I'm also like a super stickler on, deals and sales and stuff like that. So
you started out doing a little bit of both. You were trying to be a little thrifty, but at the same time, you're using credit cards. Maybe not necessarily, maybe you're still using credit cards in a thrifty way. Maybe it was just a matter of getting those things paid off, right?
Yeah, no, it's kind of separate. I don't know. Some days I just want to swipe the card, and some days I'd be looking for every way to save. I even couponed at one point.
Okay.
It really is just all over. It's kind of like a mood.
Right. So wait, you're saying money is emotional? Come on, right?
Yeah, right.
It totally is, right. So take us back a little bit then, before you joined Roots. Like, what things were you struggling with the most that was causing some financial stress in your life? Like, what kind of made you say, you know what, maybe I need to work on some of this or get some help with this?
We literally were living paycheck to paycheck, or are living, whichever way you want to put that right now. But I have student loans. I have the credit cards, even just the minimums and everything. We always paid everything, but we really never had anything extra. I've always wanted to travel. We want to buy a house. We want to get married. We want to have kids. There's so many different things that we want to do, but it never felt like we could even start a savings to do that. So kind of everything was a struggle if it wasn't just paying a bill.
Yeah. I love that. And so what made the two of you say, maybe Roots is the answer for us? Like, because that's a big step for some people, accepting help, learning a different way with money. I mean, it's like a habit that we have, and a lot of us have had it for our whole entire lives. So to do something different, it's challenging. So what kind of forced you into saying, hey, maybe we need to, we're going to do this?
To be honest, I mean, I've budgeted what I thought was budgeting for a long time. I'm one of those spreadsheet girls. I have my bills written down I get paid bi-weekly. So every 2 weeks we had it all set out, but I wasn't, what I've learned is I really wasn't truly budgeting. So what really pushed me was just like, again, on paper, what we make and what goes out is just about equal. Or it was with the budgeting that I was doing.
Right.
That's kind of what pushed me. I was like, okay, we hadn't used cards. We had already put the cards aside. Interest is just killing us. And I just, at that point, I'm like, I need to try something different, see if this works.
Yeah, I love that. So when you first started the program, and again, you just joined back in October. So we're, at this point, it's the end of March as we're recording this. So we're talking about 5 months. What were some of the things that you learned on early in Roots? Maybe it was budgeting, maybe it was the method we share, but what were some of those early things that's helped you save and pay off? I mean, over 12 grand in just 5 months. I mean, that's impressive. So what were some things that you guys really started to take on and saying, we're going to start using these tools, and what helped you get the biggest results, do you think?
So budgeting was definitely a big thing, but kind of just learning, changing behaviors is huge. Still something we need to continue to work on, but eating out was huge. I mean, we ate out. There was probably going to be honest. There's probably I don't know that there's a day that I didn't eat one of my meals out. So definitely like behavior changes, and then we also in my budget prior to Roots, we had like $400 going towards fun for us, which. If we we got big goals and we want to pay debt, we can't have $400 going towards just our fund money. And then if there was anything extra, it also went to fund money. So honestly, like one of the biggest things was just learning to manage my money and not let my money manage me.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That is so good. Right there. That's a mic drop. Seriously. That is such a good takeaway from this show. Talk a little bit about Logan, your significant other. Like, what was his thoughts about all of this when you got started? Was he on board? Was he in agreement? Like, hey, we should work on some of this, or where was that at?
He was pretty on board. I paid the whole year. I knew I wanted to do the whole thing for the year. That was like really our only concern. Other than that, he was like, all right, let's try it. I still pushed him a little bit to help me just a little bit more with it, but it's actually made how we do our finances so much easier and so much better. He gets paid weekly. I get paid bi-weekly. We have a joint account and he has a separate account because it just works best for our relationship. Yeah. But he knows now how much, Friday, okay, you're sending me this much money, and it's just, we do not fight over it anymore. So he's 100% on board. After the first couple months, it was not even an argument of why we're doing this.
Yeah, I love that. And you actually kind of already answered my next question, because I wanted to ask, how has your communication level improved between the two of you when it comes to money?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're discussing if, he's very into video games. He's into Magic the Gathering. Sure. Some of them can be expensive, and I also have, Color Street addiction and everything else. So, when it comes to our fund money and figuring out what, with all my side businesses, like, what do I do with this money? What do I do with that money? We actually talk about it now, and it's not a fight. We don't feel pressured or feel like we have to ask permission to buy something anymore.
So when you were just speaking about, some of the fun things that you like to do, so are you telling me that as you went throughout this process over the last 5 months that you didn't have to cut out all of the fun? Like, you guys were still able to do some things and have some fun?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually kind of think we're having more fun now. We know where our money's going, and we know that we have this much. And if I make a little more in my side businesses, I say, okay, I get to spend this much and you get to spend that much. And so I feel we're getting more packages a day than we used to. So it's like I honestly, some weeks I'm like, where is this money coming from? Because it just, on paper, it didn't seem like it was possible. And now it just feels crazy. Like, it's just such a good feeling to not be like, do we have $20 in the bank account? Like, It's just not even a concern anymore.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions. And maybe you may have had it too when you first started, but I think a lot of people are surprised to find out that as long as you're not in like a super like desperate situation, if you come into this with income and you're not terribly behind on bills, like it's amazing. Yeah, you can have fun. You can still do the things that you love to do. And you guys are proof of that. So I love that you guys that you shared that. So talk a little bit about stress. You know, money and personal finance is one of the number one things that we stress about here in the United States. I mean, could you talk about your stress levels before you started Roots versus now? Like, how would you compare the two, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, stress has definitely gone down. Even like I said, the fighting between about finances and what we can and can't do and what we can and can't buy. I mean, me personally, I am kind of the one that runs it all. But it's, you know, having the $100 buffer in my bank account. I'm not worried about if I need to put cash in there because, oops, this is going to come out and there's only $17 and it's going to come out as 20 and then we're going to get a $35 fee. You know, I pay attention every day, but I don't stress every day anymore about how much money is in my account.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And you're right. I mean, you should spend a little bit of time each day. We call it the 5 daily financial twos in Roots. You know, it's like just taking 10 or 15 minutes to be proactive with your finances. It can make a huge difference in the long run when it comes to managing your money. And it's just so true. Can you share a little bit? Have you shared some of your experience with any friends and family about what you guys have been able to do and what you guys have been able to accomplish? And has anyone had any like feedback for you on any of that?
So yeah, I'm kind of like the crazy get out of debt lady right now. So I have several friends, you know, high school friends. We go way back. We talked about finances before. You know, at this point, I'm like, if you want some help, I'm here for you. But yeah, I mean, most people have like a positive response, but it's also I'm like overjoyed with it. And people still kind of like, it's just debt is so common that it feels like people are like, oh, that's good that you're getting out of debt. But like the whole idea of being like, no, like, you know, I want to be debt free. People kind of look at you like a little weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. But you want to know what? That's when you know you're on the right track, man. If you have people looking at you kind of funny, you know you're doing something the right way. No question about it. So last question I want to ask you is because, you know, I mean, there's people who are on the fence, whether they join Roots or not, they're on the fence with taking control of their finances, doing something. Looking back at what you've been able to do, what you guys have been able to do in the last 5 months, what would you say to the Amelia back in September or August of last year before you even started this journey? What would you say to her to help her get started?
What would I say? I mean, take the chance. If anything, if I can do this working like literally on paper, it doesn't look like we have a dime to pay extra. It really doesn't. You know, I have crazy student loans that are like $600 a month. I have credit card minimums that are hundreds of dollars a month. Or I did, you know, and it just, take the leap of faith. There's nothing you can lose from it. There's really nothing you can lose from it. So you either are going to stay where you were or life is going to get better like it has for me.
Yeah, I love that. So you feel pretty proud of your guys' self?
Yeah. I really do. Like, at least every other day I ask Logan, like, where is this money coming from? Like, how do we have this much in our account right now? Like, and then, you know, counting up our sinking funds and everything, I was like, we have this much in cash right now. Like, it's just an incredible feeling. And I even said, you know, oh, if something did happen and we need to go beyond our emergency fund, it's like we have these sinking funds too. Like we have that to back up on if we had to. So, you know, I don't remember the last time I had a savings of any sort. Yeah. And then just you have this amount, just it's truly there is no feeling. There's no way to describe the feeling. It just feels like freedom, like finally getting somewhere.
That's incredible. And you guys have every right to feel proud of yourselves. And it's not always about, you know, just the numbers to be proud of, but just the actions that you guys have taken, the fact that you've welcomed help into your life and you've tried some new things. That's hard. That's a hard thing to do. And you guys have opened your lives to that. And not only have you opened your lives to it, but you guys have also taken action. And that action is going to create results, and those results create confidence. And you can hear in your voice, like you're excited. It's fun to win. And it doesn't take years and years and years to do it. Listen, you've been doing this for 5 months, and here you are. It's just proof that, yeah, if you've got the right plan, you're willing to work at it, you can have success with your personal finances. So Amelia, thanks for coming on the show today. Huge congratulations to you guys. And I can't wait to see and cheer you on here over the next 6 months and seeing how things continue for you.
Thank you. I can't wait either.
Hey, if you love planners, this is for you. But do you know why planners frustrate me? Because they only really get it half right. Now, sure, they're really good and fancy about helping you manage your time, which is really important, obviously. That's what a planner's for. But where they get it wrong is money, the second most valuable resource in our lives. Most planners don't include any financial planning. Things like, keeping track of paydays, bills, due dates, spending, yearly expenses, budgets, cash flow planning, debt elimination plans, and goal planning, right? None of that stuff. That's a real pain. And then what? Then you got to create your own in some silly binder, right? And who has time for all of that stuff? So instead, what happens? Nothing, right? A lot of people tend to ignore their finances even more, and things only get worse. Well, that all ends today because I am so excited to announce and release my brand new, totally awesome Debt Freedom Planner. This thing's awesome, by the way. Now, before you say, Brad, I've already got a planner. This is not an ordinary day planner. This is the Debt Freedom Planner, which is a companion tool that works with your day planner, and it's built to help you manage your money, pay off more debt, and melt away financial stress. And I believe this is the tool that a lot of people who want to take control of their finances have been waiting for. So head on over to therealdebtfreedad.com, click on the Debt Freedom Planner in the menu to get access to your planner today.
Hey, what's this I see? I thought this was a party! Let's dance!
All right, as you guys know, that sound means it's time for the celebrations of the show. And today we are kicking it off with Stephanie Peterson. Stephanie says, I completed my budget, been checking accounts, getting back into the swing of being in control of her money. Also started the envelope system. Very good. Awesome. Good for you.
Aaron says paid $7,048 on student loans.
Awesome. Great job, Lauren.
Whitney Merritt completed the budget. Envelopes are ready and going to continue building the emergency fund.
Awesome. Great job, Whitney. Jessica Novak, monthly budget complete, paid cash for both wedding, save the dates and invitations, cancel subscriptions not being used enough, and purging the house and getting ready for some online sales. Awesome. Those are some great ones.
Amy Jo Bowman Hunt sold another unused item and a few products. All extra money is going to paying down the credit card.
Awesome.
Crystal Rock Ferguson, near the end of the month, and her bank account is still in the positive.
Awesome. Great job, Crystal.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us here today. We love your feedback, and it also helps us grow our YouTube show. So please give us a like or leave us some honest feedback on this video. And if you want the latest from the show, obviously be sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe to our channel. And for the latest resources, or if you want more information on how to kick debt and financial stress, please be sure to check out the links in this video or head over to therealdebtfreedad.com. We'll see you guys on an upcoming show. Take care.